traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1586th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Good evening, traders. And let me just say, have I not told you in many other videos, there is no one that's ever been as good as me at technical analysis. Me and my Omni are pretty damn good at this. What did I tell you cats in last night's video? We would be doing this, right? And I said Trump is going to trump all bearish indicators. And I showed you an OSCARISM that's supposed to work really well. And I told you about gold. And these things are working out really well. Traders, before we get started and we get into discussions about what's on this board, you must know that futures trading is extremely risky, causes substantial financial loss, is certainly not suitable for all traders. This is a very risky game. If you haven't recognized it, if you're a trader who uses stops have opened up dramatically in our markets. Not only have stops opened dramatically, volatility, of course, has opened dramatically. Very wide volatility. So, wide volatility, wide stops means you're going to get wide daily swings, but that doesn't mean the move will be over. So, sit tight. Remember, very risky right now. Stops are large. If you can't afford this game, don't play. For you traders that can afford it and understand the risks, let's get involved. What do we have? A green Omni on the board once again for emini, S&P, the Dow, the usual gamuts. Love to clap for those green Omnis. Traders, you know what? This OSCARISM was a great lesson. I'm really glad I put it before your eyes for the last 3 or 4 videos so that you could see this materialize right before your eyes. I had mentioned that there's a lot of versions of the triple top, if you will, out there in books and in the books that were written in the history before I got involved in this market and the time that I was involved in this market. Many people have written books, and their triple top, the way they handle their triple top formation, the triple top, I can't even write here, it's too sloppy, my marker's not working. But the triple top formation, if you will, is something that when you read in books, they tell you about the top of the market is in, and there's a certain projection to figure out where it's going to go. And I've got an OSCARISM that I've been pointing out to you for days, saying that the triple top should look more like a check mark, and the market should come down a bit, catch its wind, and take off and make new highs. Now, that is exactly what we've seen in the Dow Jones Transportation Average. That is a fantastic OSCARISM. I mean, come on. What do you cats want from me? These things I've invented myself, and I've studied for years to see that they're qualified and quantified. So when I present you with them, I've done a lot of homework, more likely than the people who wrote those books. So take my word for it, unless you've got a better case than the one I presented for you here in the Transportation Average. I'll show you in the chart segment what the triple top looks like and how I sort of used it to know where the market would likely go next. So, bravo on the triple top. Nice OSCARISM there. Gold did take a breather. It came down for a couple of days and likely needs to come down for another day. So Omni's bearish in gold for trading on Thursday. And then you've got T-bonds, traders. The T-bonds next in Omni's crosshairs, the 30-year T-bonds. I've got to show you the charts. I think you're going to find them fantastic. Now, if you like the crazy calls Omni has been making for the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I mean, not everything wins, but boy, has Omni just been, woohoo, bravo, bravo. So the base hits keep coming in. While those base hits are coming in, I want to tell you, head down, nose to the grindstone. If you're getting base hits, stock away your home runs as they build up. Because when Omni has a stumbling period during the year, you better have used this time of year when it's running really well like a well-oiled machine to bank those home runs. This way you can handle the volatility later on in the year if in fact that comes. But boy, oh boy, Omni has just been killing it. If you would like to learn how to come up with Oscar's market navigational indicator for yourselves, I will teach you the Omni. But here's the thing. I've got an Omni camp scheduled for May 18th through the 23rd. That is a session held live here in Las Vegas where I personally will teach you for 4 straight days and nights how to do the Omni for yourselves. Here's the thing about that, though. There's only 1 ticket left open. 1 seat remains open, only 1. If you would like to be the lucky trader who comes out to Omni Camp and fills that seat, basically you will learn how to call the high and low in many markets of your choice today, but you'll be calling tomorrow's high and low. That is what I teach you at Omni Camp. That is what I will teach you if you come out here. So come on down to livewithoscar.com, fill out your Omni Camp applications, and I will choose from those applications 1 more student and approve them. Traders, with no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Okay, traders, Dow Jones Transportation Average, the OSCARISM triple top, or the OSCARISM version of a triple top. Interesting that I brought this chart to you when we were here, 1, 2, top 3. And I said we either blast right through it, or the OSCARISM will come in, and my version of a triple top is we will have a pullback and then take off for new highs. So I showed you this, I showed you the example, and then I put this chart before your eyes, and we did back right off. And when we got here, I said, wow, this is it. From here, we should rally out. And I put this chart in front of you in the last 2 or 3 videos and said, the OSCARISM is about to work. We will find out. So here is where it was when Omni called for the buy. And this is what happened. Rock and roll to that wonderful OSCARISM. It did exactly that, traders. It came down, and it rallied out, and then broke out for new highs, just as it was supposed to. Remember where you learned that little trick. On to the next chart. Emini S&P daily bar, great looking chart. I've shown this to you in video after video as well. And we had targets of 2370. We hit it. 2388. We even went through that. I've got new targets of 2417 to 19, likely for trading on Thursday, and then 2465. But this is where the market was. I showed you this in last night's video. Remember I said it's like we're at the mall. You are here, and here's where we were, right at that spot. The market then held as we expected it to, and this is what happened. And I'll tell you right now, before we move to that chart, I got my Omniacs long here yesterday, and I made them hold it through the close, through the speech, through the close, and guess what happened? This is what happened. Fantastic. I generally will not tell my Omniacs to hold positions through the close, but this looked like a dead giveaway. We were in a profitable position, and boom, the market took off, and we were able to profit for a great deal of points today on Wednesday. Thank you, Omni. Now, I've heard talk in my chat room, and I've read some stuff on the internet and on YouTube that the market's gone too far, too fast, and it needs to cool off. Now, that would be true if we were rallying for weeks on end in one straight direction. Traders, we just had what I like to call a flat, not just a flat, a pretty long flat for a daily chart. So now that we've had a long flat, we don't have to cool off yet. We can have a nice, long, extended rally. So the long flat should bring a longer rally. I don't think the rally's over yet. Your targets, 2417 to 19, 2465 coming up next. We did hit the 2371 target. That was achieved. Then the 2388 target achieved. These are our next 2 Omni targets. What's up on the board next? Have a look, traders. It just keeps moving. Why should the markets go higher? Well, look at that wonderful flag that you've seen in many videos in a row. and it now broke out into what I like to call a bull F flag, another OSCARISM, if you will, known as the F flag. So the bull flag should have propulsion, the F flag should have propulsion, the Russell should move higher, and the rest of the market should as well. Charts are looking fantastic. Of course, none of these techniques work all the time, which is why we put stops in to hopefully limit our losses if the markets go against these techniques. Traders, gold. Oh, this is a wonderful, wonderful chart. Once we got down here, we were buyers of gold. Then we remained buyers of gold on dips all the way through here. And when we got up here, I basically said, you know what? From this point forward, the market should come off. We are going to become sellers, at least sidestep it. And if it starts to go lower, we become sellers of gold. And that was on this day right here. And there is where it was before the market started to drop. And this is what's happened so far. I mean, imagine that. That's not bad, kids. I mean, wow. Just like Omni said, I got an Omni sell signal right around the time we got to the target, and it was a correct signal. So rock and roll, Omni. So far, so good. And Omni is bearish once again for trading on Thursday in the gold. And then we've got this, traders. Da-da-da-da! The 30-year T-bonds is the latest victim in Omni's crosshairs. Look what happened. It came to my OTAPA, the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average. It tapped it, tapped it, tapped it, and dumped. Now we have failed at it, but look where else we failed at it. Same spot up here. Failed at it again. Now we've knocked on this door. Time 1, time 2, time 3. 3 times a charm. We're knocking on the door as I draw on this chart right now. It is knocking on the door of this trend line. Let's see what's going to happen. Omni is bearish. We would be selling bonds if we have an opportunity to get short for trading on Thursday. Traders, come on down to livewithoscar.com. Join me in my free trading room, and I will keep you abreast on market movement and how to read these charts. Okay, traders, you've seen the charts. You've got my technical argument for why I was amazed, but very happily, that the OSCARISM in the triple top, the OSCARISM I showed you in the transportation average triple top did work out. Gold absolutely took a breather and should maybe one more day. And watch out for those bonds in the Omni's crosshairs. Now, these calls that I've given you consistently over the years, have I not proven that I am the chart reader? There is nobody that's ever made calls this accurately. Not that I can get them right all the time, but wow, these big calls that we've shared with one another, you got to understand what this Omni. I am as equally amazed as you cats must be when you see these things hit, because I'm human like the rest of you, and I'm not supposed to be able to do this. And I get that, and it's not me. I am the messenger boy for the Omni. So I'm thrilled to death when I get to write on this board, this is what's going to happen. I don't know that's going to happen, but the Omni seems to, and I get to be its messenger boy. It's like the coolest job in the world. So as long as it continues to work, I'll continue to share the Omni with you cats. But I am giving myself a round of applause. My goodness, it'll be years before any of you cats catch up to this Omni. I hope it stays that way forever. If you would like to hang out with me, come to livewithoscar.com. Come into my free trading room. No credit cards are required. No hostility when you get there. Just come on down. You come to the site, you give us a valid email address, create a username, and come join the site. That's it. Lickety split. Meet me in the chat room. I'll hang out with you cats there. Remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do, in my opinion, to keep those emotions at bay, and with this crazy volatility, that's not going to be easy. But try this. Say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are 10% coming in May. Very smart choice, in my opinion. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.